I started off quite introverted, I guess, and like in year 7 and year 8 I kind of kept to myself. I was quite quiet. Get more involved with like doing drama and music and stuff at school, and
life is no coincidence.
even though I think at the time it was just a matter of I was still kind of like in my shell, and I kind of just like kept to myself. More of like, I found with that school it was more of a case of people just like following whatever was trending, like liking what was popular, then you were weird. But then I think year 9 I came out as gay,
Yeah.
and then that spread around like wildfire. I had really bad bullying because I had this one guy was like bullying me for like a year. Oh, fag, this, that and the other. I just felt really uncomfortable and kind of like pushed into like a box. Gay friend who like I played like video games with from Scotland. I was having a really crappy day and he was like, oh, just like watch this show, and I was like, oh, okay, like what is it? And then he told me about RuPaul's Drag Race, and then I've watched like one episode, and it was a matter of like I watched one episode and then before I knew it I'd seen every season. Maybe like 3-4 months after watching like the show and kind of just like getting on with it, I tried drag for the first time. She told my mum when I was gonna first like try out makeup and stuff, and she was like, oh, okay. I was like yeah, I like, she knew I was like loving, like really enjoying Drag Race. For like queer films, I've been exposed to Paris is Burning, queer films around, but it became so popular. Well, not so much back then, but like because it's interesting now to look back at it because it's such like it's shot in such a raw setting, and it feels so real because it's like it's shot in like a documentary fashion, and it's like, and at the end of the film like it says like half these people are like dead. Like it was just so interesting to see like these different aspects of these people's lives and to see they're normal people like living their lives, and I think it was important to see that, especially like back then, because it's such a cultural divide from then and now. Before watching Drag Race and watching all these sorts of things, like I didn't really know that much about it, and because of that I was a bit like, oh, I'm not too sure. Like, the concept for me just sounded a bit strange. Quite like it's quite out there, and it's quite big, and like they're a big personality. So like for me it was a bit like, oh, okay. And then after actually being like experiencing it like firsthand and watching it, it was like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty fun.
Just breathe and exhale.
Like, how am I going to know what's for boys and what's for girls? And people were just saying, if your child wants to play with this toy, just let them play with it. It shouldn't be a matter of, that's a cooking set, a boy can't play with that.